Good morning, good morning. Okay, here for our trying to finish Perek Rishon. We're up to Mishna Dalid in Pirkei Avos. And so let's get started. Yosef ben Yezer ish Tzreid of Yosef ben Yochanan ish Yerushalayim Kiblu Mehem. This is the next level of Mesorah that we're getting. We started with Moshe Rabbeinu. Yosef ben Yezer ish Tzreid Amar Yibeischa Beis Vad LeChachamim. Your house should be a meeting place for the Chachamim. In other words, this is going to be different than the Mishnah we're actually going to be seeing later today, that you should have a Rebbe. This is that you should be around the Gedolim. Not only should you have a Rebbe, but you should always be around the Gedolim. And not only should you be around the Gedolim, and the reason why you should be around the Gedolim is because you learn from them in just being by mizdabik from them. You have the mitzvah of vidavak. And you should try to cleave to Hashem. You should try to get close to Hashem. And the way you do that is through being, getting close to the Gedolim, because you see from their actions. You learn a lot more from a Rav and a Rebbe than just the Psak halacha. But you learn all about their way they act, the way they are, the way just by being around them, you could learn. It speaks volumes if you're around the real Gadol. So your house should be a place where they meet. In other words, be around them. And there's a different aspect. Not only should you be around them, but try to make them be around you. How do you do that? By making your house an open place for the Chachamim. A lot of people, they come to shul and they're on a different, they wear different outfits than they do at their house. A person has to be a person who is true to his religion, whether he's outside or whether he's inside his own house. You have to have a house that is, imagine you're a person who, outside is a great person, but in your house, it's a whole different situation. Not only in the types of materials that you bring in the house and the types of, of what you bring in the house, but the way you act in your house. Your house has to be a place that is like the shul. And, you have to live on a level that you're proud of, and that this also has to do with filtering phones. If I would say anybody who's embarrassed to give me their web history and an unfiltered web history, so then there's a problem. Well, I know that people could look at ESPN, so so you're embarrassed to show me ESPN? I don't think so. If you're embarrassed, then there's something else going on. So you should not be embarrassed. A person in his own house should not be embarrassed of the Rav. Now, of course, there's Inyonei Tznius, but you have to understand my point. You should not have something that you're embarrassed to tell the Rav that this is what happens. And therefore, if there is, that's what it means. You should be around the Chachamim. Not only should you be around the Chachamim, but you should bring the Chachamim around you. You should roll in their dust in their feet and drink with thirst their words. This is, again, a message of how to relate to the Gedolim. In other words, don't just have the Gedolim, you should go ahead and treat the Gedolim with such respect, and you should want to hear what they have to say. Not just all right, this is what they said, but run after their words. Next Mishnah, hey, Yosef ben Yochanan ish Yerushalayim Amar Beischa Pasuach LeRevacha V'yehu Aniyim B'nei Beisach. Your house should be open wide. Continuing in that same theme, your house should not be a place where it's my personal abode and this is my house and I'm a different person outside. I'm on the inside. Your house should be open wide to the public, to the Aniyim. Aniyim should be B'nei Beischa. A lot of times, you're a nice guy. You give the guy $1 and then you run away. No, you have to be a person where your house is open and you love people to come in. What happens if an ani knocks on the door and you're 2 seconds late getting to the door? You walk to the door and already the Masholach is walking down the steps and he's already on the sidewalk already. Do you close the door already before he notices, or do you oh, I'm sorry, Sally, come back. I'm sorry. It's a covet to greet you. Do you feel bad that you missed the ani or not? And your house has to be a place where you want to give, and you invite a person in. Anytime a person comes in, please come into my house. You're not only stopping them at the door. Your house is Hashem's house. That's the way it's got to be. Your house is a place where you are helping Hashem's Klal Yisrael, where you're helping the Chachamim. And the asked Chaim Brisker, your house is open so often. Why do you even have a door? So he said, you're right. Betzim, I had the same kasha, but Lamaisa, there's a halach, there's a shaila whether or not if you don't have a door, if it's chayiv and mezuzah. So I put a door in for that chiyuv. But Lamaisa, So yeah, and that's the first this lesson in this Mishnah. The second lesson is a biggie. Do not speak too much with a woman. With your wife and certainly with somebody else's wife. Whoever speaks too much with a woman, he causes bad for himself. It can become batal from their terror. And this is of course not speaking of. This is speaking about idle chatter and banter, schmoozing, and of course that's understood that never chas v'shalom, you should never have this with another person's wife or any other girl you're not married to, and all types of any type of relationship a person has with somebody who's not his wife or mother or sister should be more formal. He should not refer to. He should go ahead and formalize any relationship that a person doesn't have with his own wife. The amount of bad that can come out of not doing this is incredible. I don't have to elaborate here, especially in my limited time. However, so how do we understand this though with one's wife? Well, the answer is that we're not talking about the relationship that a person has with his wife is a deeper relationship. It is not built on idle chatter and banter. It is built on a deep respect and a deep love. You can go ahead for an hour walk with your wife and not say a word and feel the connection the entire time. Now, this type of connection takes time to build. And of course, during Shana Rishona, we won't look at this Mishnah, and of course any type of idle chatter and banter is actually building the relationship to an eventual depth and deepness that you can enjoy together. So if the idle chatter is there to deepen the relationship, then great. But the eventual goal should be that you have a deep, solid understanding of each other and togetherness and similar goals and values, and you're becoming one together, where you have a relationship built on depth and deepness, rather and understanding and appreciation and love, rather than just lust and lewdness. And of course, this is part of a much greater, hashkafa and chas and shmuz, and this definitely is heavy elaboration, but that's the idea behind this part of the Mishnah. Yeshua ben Parachia, Mishnah Vav, v'nitan harbei likibla mehem. The next level, Yeshua ben Parachia, Imra asei lecha Rav, make for yourself a Rebbe. It's not enough just to know a psak, but every psak has to be tailor-made for each person, so you have to make for yourself a Rav. Uknei lecha chaver, and buy yourself a friend, acquire a friend. Why? Because a Rebbe likes to give no matter what. So you don't have to pay money to get a Rebbe. But a friend, if you want a real friend, you have to go ahead and buy one. And why is a friend also important? Because a lot of times a friend can tell you things that a Rebbe can't. You feel more, one with a friend. He's with you and he understands you. So therefore, it's good to have a friend. Having done and judge everybody, properly, favorably. And of course, there's a whole sefer written on that in part of Shmiras Haloshin and Chavetz Chaim. So we'll stop here for the day. Have a great one, and we'll continue with some tomorrow. Continue steiging away.